Organisms need water for survival, hygiene, and whatnot else. It is the reason why we humans build aqueducts, to transport water from its source to where we need it. We lay canals, we dig, and we rarely stop. But what if you were on a foreign planet? What would have happened if we dug too deep in unknown territory? In Risk of Rain 2 there is an aqueduct. Or, well, you can hardly call it an aqueduct any longer. A desolate wasteland surrounded by ominous-looking red banners wavering in the wind. This is the abandoned aqueduct, the origin of Tar. Aqueducts are normally brimming with water, but this abandoned one is brimming with something I would be hard-pressed to call water. This dark, thick liquid which flows in a waterfall. And I can only assume this liquid is the tar. The origin of the tar is mysterious, but we can speculate that whoever ran the aqueduct, whether it would be the survivors of the contact light or the inhabitants of the planet, they dug too far and unleashed what has been hiding under there. We do know the tar came from here. It is the description of the place after all. If you go outside the manors, you get swarmed by what looks like the tar, and promptly die. Maybe those who ran the aqueduct put him up to warn those inside it, but that would mean that they would be trapped in there, as the banners circle all around it. There was, nor is, any escape for those stationed in the abandoned aqueduct. Unless the teleporters were available at the times. However, the origin of the teleporters is as mysterious as the tar itself, especially those already found on a planet, and they all look like new too. They stick out like a sore thumb, like they haven't been here long. But that also may be for gameplay reasons and... The teleporters as they are is a subject within itself, and it's a really big question whether they should be taken into consideration when it comes to lore, so for now I'll be probably skipping over them. Nevertheless, we are here for tar, not the teleporters. So why am I even mentioning the tar? What even is it? Is it sentient? Well, considering the fact that the bloody meat hook can be sentient in this game, I think it's pretty safe to say it is. I find it difficult conveying what exactly the tar is, as it has taken many shapes and sizes, but I believe you will find this the most notable of them, the Clay Dunestrider. A nightmarish spider-like creature with piercing, never-blinking lanterns for eyes. It has 3 attacks, the first being that infernal crockpot unleashes the pots it has been cooking in an explosive volley. The second one is that it, quite explicitly if I might add, releases 3 earths of tar which chase after you, and on impact they slow you. This is very important for later on, so keep it in mind. The final attack is really notable. It fortifies, opens the lid, and releases a swarm of tiny hands, which latch onto everything they see. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Survivors, drones, other monsters, and even other Clay Dunestriders. This shows an unprecedented level of hostility, which is not even matched by the imps, who are described to be aggressive to all other species in the Risk of Rain 1 monster logs. All of this shows us that the tar has a very aggressive nature, and its subtext, Ravenous Symbiont, perplexes me. A symbiont is a creature that lives in close contact with others to be a benefit of both. This is quite an uncharacteristic description given the parasitic nature of the Dunestrider. It leeches the life of others to heal itself. The subtext makes me wonder if the Dunestrider might actually consist of multiple creatures that live in a close symbiotic relationship. Maybe the pot itself is a different creature attached to the tendrils. Remember the Claymen from Risk of Rain 1? With their similar muddy material and clay pot-shaped head, the resemblance is impossible to avoid. In addition, while not concrete evidence as it is from footage which dates even before early access, the Clay Dunestrider was labelled as Clayman_body_name. This is of course in development footage and could mean nothing, but I do believe there must be a correlation between the Claymen and the Dunestrider. But why exactly clay pots? While we do not know exactly who built the aqueduct, the lack of technology makes me think that whoever built it did not have any high-tech equipment for construction or transport. But where water is, clay is not too far away, so they resort to using clay pots to transport the water to their private needs. It's why you can see so many pots in the level. And when the tar struck, and to cover the pots, they also corrupted the water inside it. And probably whatever else was nearby. We know the Dune Strider and the contents of the pot are the same, because if you shoot the pots an explosion erupts and slows you. It's the exact same effect from the Dune Strider's second attack. Maybe the tar took the shape of the first thing it saw, which might have been the pots. It could explain their peculiar visage. I do want to stress that this is of course a theory and not confirmed by any means. For all we know, the devs might have just thought it looked really cool. But I think we wouldn't have been giving them enough credit if we thought that. Let's go back to more concrete lore now, shall we? Just like our last visit to the planet, there are logbooks which are giving us most of our lore. However, unlike last time, the logs are not only limited to monsters and items now, but also the environments, like the abandoned aqueduct. You can imagine my excitement when I saw this new abundance of lore we'll be getting. It was like a second birthday. Then, imagine my sunken heart when I realized that 80% of the lore is not yet implemented. The log of the aqueduct, however, is, and it details the last moments of someone who explored the aqueduct, and all its horrors.
Welcome to Data Scrapper version 3.1.53, Data Branch. Scraping memory, done. Resolving, done. Combing for relevant data, done. Complete. Outputting local audio transcriptions. Day 0. Nightmare. I find myself in the middle of a desert, with no other survivors in sight. I scavenge for resources, but soon giant insects begin to crawl out of the earth and take aggressive stances. Once they gather in numbers, and presumably their confidence, they charge me. In avoiding their assault, I slipped and fell backwards into a waterfall of mysterious liquid. I tumbled within as it rushed me down, deep into an underground cavern. I crawled out, and thankfully the insects have stopped following me. I may have broken my leg, but thankfully I have a healing drone to administer aid. It will take a few days to get my strength back. Day 1. I am grateful that I repaired this drone before my untimely tumble. I would assuredly be dead without it. My vision is blurry. I fear that I have also suffered a concussion. My leg has begun to feel better. I will have to continue to wait. I grow hungry. Day 2. My healing drone has stopped giving me aid. It hovers far away now and moves back as I move forward. I have been feeling nauseous, and I have been feeling the urge to vomit. I occasionally spit out black liquid. I fear something is gravely wrong. Day 3. My drone has left. I have lost my vision. My mouth and eyes fill with foul, dark liquid. I am alone. Report detected. Local audio transcriptions complete.
Seemingly, when the survivor jumped into the tar waterfall to escape, they got the tar inside themselves and it started transforming them. Whatever it transformed them into, it's not human, or not even organic, as the healing drone stops the healing process. Presumably, because it can't heal whatever the tar is transforming them into. There are also these shit sounds that keep recurring. Now this is me speculating again, but this does sound awfully a lot like Beatles sounds. Some have pointed out that it could be radio static. But not only is shit a weird way of spelling it, but this is a recorded log and not a transmission, so the likelihood of radio static is a bit slimmer. The sound keeps increasing as the condition is worsening, and leads me to believe that the sounds are coming from the survivor. And it couldn't be from anyone else. They are alone after all. This brings the question, is the tar turning living things into beetles? Are the beetles we fight mutated survivors of the contact light or whatever else there exists within tar's presence? What about the beetle queens? Are they just bigger creatures mutated by the tar? Are they amalgamations of multiple creatures? What about its summoning attack? Is it just transforming corpses found in the ground? Nothing is really sure yet, but all of this opens a Pandora's box of speculation that really intrigues me. You know, sometimes I forget that this game is supposed to have a dark setting. Between the lighter colors, less somber music, and Goomba stomping living clay pots, This is as much of a story of those surrounding the planet as it is of those who didn't. The Tar is a nightmarish concept which has ravaged the abandoned aqueduct, and the rest of the planet seemingly. Whatever it is the source for many questions and theories which I do pray get answered in the future, because the lore is shaping up to be as spectacular as last time. But maybe this time we will actually get answers and not get left on a cliffhanger like last time, Hopo! Sorry it took so long to make this video. I've had a really bad cold for like 2.5 weeks, and well, it did allegedly come in handy when I was recording the log of myself dying. I must admit it really hindered my productivity. But thank you so much for sticking through the end, and I really hope you have a cozy evening. Wait, so if the Beatles have black bodies and are made of tar, does that mean the Rolls are also made of tar because they have black bodies? Does that mean Chef's oil attack is also tar? Everything is tar! You're tar! I'm tar!